Hello, everyone. This is Mark with LYNX777 Vegas on TikTok. That's Links777 Vegas. And then on YouTube, it's just LYNX777. Links777. All right, guys. We're going to go over how I did for week 11 before I get into week 12. Now, big smile on my face. I've done this before, not this year, but this is my first time this year. I was 100% on my top 7. My 4 bonus teams, 50-50, that dropped me down to overall 81% for the week. That's not bad. Anything over 50%, when you understand odds, anything over 50% is great odds. Great odds. But I was this week 100%. Can I do it again? I don't know. It's really hard. It's not something I can really predict. It doesn't make me a prophet just because I did it once this season. I can only keep doing my best because last week was a really tough week where I just got thrown. I was 50%, but to go from 50%, I checked a few more things, was trying to be a little bit more realistic about my predictions. Now I'm 100%. Okay, so just needed to be a little bit more realistic. So let's see how it went last week. 100% for the top 7. Last week, I had the Pats versus Jets. I had Pats to beat the Jets, Steelers to beat the Bengals, Broncos to beat the Chiefs. I had Ravens to beat the Browns, Bears to beat the Vikings, Miami Dolphins to beat the Commanders. I had the Panthers to beat the Falcons, and Houston Texans to beat the Tennessee Titans. Those came through 100%. Then my bonus 4 was I had Eagles over Lions. That one came through. The Chargers over the Jaguars. So the Chargers lost to the Jags. You know what? I'm glad I lost that one. Good job to the Jags, man, beating the Chargers. Chargers just came out so strong. Chargers should have won that game. They really should have. Packers to beat the Giants last week. That one came through. And then my Seahawks versus the Rams. That was a beatdown. Listen to me, guys. So Seahawks were number 1. Rams were number 3. Let me just double check that. And the Rams, because they won that game, toppled Seahawks. They went from number 1 division standing to number 3. Ow. So they're going to have to fight just for wild card at this point. Really fight. So the Rams are looking really good. They've had great stats all season. Actually, it was seen by other commentators that the Rams would come through, but I didn't believe it, and because I thought we had a different Seahawks team. We'll see what happens, though. Okay, we'll see what happens. That the Seahawks make it to the Super Bowl is not going to be likely, but even still, if they just made a playoff seed, maybe if they even hit wild card this year, everybody's going to have Seahawks number, man. Everybody hates watching the Seahawks win. That's why I'm a little bit of a fan of the Seahawks. Let's go over week 12 top 7, all right, guys? And then I never do this. I actually should not do this. I have 5 bonus teams. My concern for me, will my top 7 teams come through? Will they win? Are they going to be correct? So I've looked at everything I know how to look at. There's still guys out there that are even better at it than I am. But let's check it out. I have Eagles to beat the Cowboys. I have Packers to beat the Vikings. Chicago Bears to beat the Steelers. Patriots to beat the Bengals. Texans to beat the Buffalo Bills. Ravens to beat the Jets. And Los Angeles Rams to beat the Buccaneers. I think that's the number 7 one. Rams to beat the Buccaneers. I think it's looking good. All right, let's go over my 5 bonus teams because I'm really going on a limb to even make this prediction. This could topple me for doing this. Again, it's my top 7. Those are my main ones. So those are my big favorites. Let's go over the top 5, all right, guys? My bonus 5. Detroit Lions to beat the Giants. Do I have anything to say about that one? No, I think that's real. I still have Seattle Seahawks to beat the Titans. I still have 49ers to beat the Carolina Panthers. Atlanta Falcons to beat the Saints. I do have something to say about that game. Despite Atlanta's injuries, even last week, they had a couple more injuries that were bad. They still have a fresh lineup and just barely healthier than the New Orleans Saints. I could be really wrong on that. The Saints could come through. But I have Falcons to beat the Saints just because of the way things are going right now. And then I have the Chiefs to beat the Indianapolis Colts. I don't feel good about that one because Mahomes is such a wild card, man. He can come out of nowhere and win games where he's just not the favorite. He can do it. So let's see what happens, guys. So I don't want to get into controversies over past years. I just want to keep this simple and fun. And I do think that the Chiefs will most likely beat the Colts. I could be really wrong that. My better intuition is saying that one could be a flop. That might not happen the way I think it's going to happen. But for right now, tentatively, Chiefs to beat the Colts. As long as my first 7 come through. Stump the chump, guys. Don't tell me to talk to me about my credibility or whatever. Put your remarks in the comments. Don't tell me about me. Don't rely on me. I'm not a prophet. I'm taking a guess like anybody. I have information like anybody else has. Just put your comments in there. If you think that you have a better idea of a team winning, put it in there. Keep it fun, guys. All right, guys, let's have a great weekend. Week 12.